color. In my DMs like it's new, but you don't know she is me. Got you a rude girl. She could play dirty than you. Dirty Diana. I'm playing dirty. Dirty Diana. I'm playing dirty. Doing what you do best. You tried to lead me on, but you're in my game of chess. You're in the danger zone. In my DMs like it's new, but you don't know she is me. Got you a rude girl. She can play dirty than you. Deceive me, you can't delete me. I got the ball in my court, now you on defense. In my DMs like it's new, but you don't know she is me. Got you a rude girl, she can play dirty than you.
How's everybody doing? It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast show, and I go by the name of Sion 919. I'm excited about today's show because we got a talented artist in the building. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's representing the Carolinas. So without any further ado, let's bring her to the stage. She goes by the name of Dajulyns. How you feeling today?
Hey y'all, feeling good. I'm feeling blessed to be in the building, rocking with the Proof podcast. I'm honored to have this opportunity.
Yeah, you're definitely doing your thing. You're definitely a trailblazer. For the people that may not be familiar, let's let them know a little bit about you and where you're originally from.
Okay, so basically, I explained to him that I am from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised in Lake Wiley, South Carolina, near Clover. That's like around Rock Hill, between Rock Hill and Gastonia area. And now I made my way to Charlotte. I reside in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So you're in Charlotte right now. So we just watched the video right there, Dirty Diana. I like that record. What inspired that song?
It sounds so crazy, but speaking of crazy, the producer is Crazy Figs. And by the way, he's in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's so dope. And basically, I woke up and I just had this like Afrobeat, Caribbean style concept in my head.
Right.
Didn't have to be at all. I just had the concept, which was Dirty Diana. I had a dream. Like I had a vision. Wow. I literally woke up, and that's how my songs come to me. So I had like a dream. I was like, first it started off like dirty, 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 no beat because I didn't have no beat.
Right.
And we did have plans to go in the studio. So I went to the studio and alongside my girl, oh Lord, I'm having a brain fart. But I'm sorry, I do apologize. I have those brain spasms where I
it's all good.
And I do apologize. But just say the least, she's dope. She's amazing. She did stuff with Maya. She done stuff with Jay Styles, and she's simply amazing. And when her name comes to mind, I'll let you know. We haven't talked about this, but she's amazing. And like literally, I told her my concept, and she did exactly what needed to be done. So the beat was there. Dirty Diana. I love Michael Jackson. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Like literally a huge Michael Jackson fan. And basically I was like, I should change around Dirty Diana to make it a millennial girl anthem.
Wow.
So that's how it came to mind. Like the whole scene came to mind.
Right.
How Dirty Diana should be. And the beat fit perfectly. When we got in the studio, we heard the beat, we instantly went to work.
That's the thing right there. Definitely is a vibe right there. So let me ask you, after you heard the final project, how did you feel about it? And what was the reaction that you got from the fans?
When I did the final project, well, I am not gonna lie. We were in the studio and I was like, "This is it. This is a song that can help me aim towards my sound."
Right.
You know, and because I was doing music before, but I didn't really have like a sound really, and
Right.
so when we just collaborated in the studio, it was like, wow, like this is it. I'm feeling it. Even Biggs was like, yeah, I like that. That sounded good because he stepped away.
Right.
So when he came back in the room, he was like, yeah, that's it. And I just felt right singing it too. So
wow, that's the thing. Have you had
universal concept?
Yeah, that's the thing right there, and it's definitely a beautiful record. Have you had the chance to perform that record?
Yes, I performed it at KRS-One, CIAA 2 years ago.
Okay.
I opened KRS-One, so I performed Dirty Diana with my dancers,
Wow.
and other places as well. But that's the main performance that like stood out the most to me because it's on a bigger stage, and I've always said I spoke out in the atmosphere. I spoke to God in the atmosphere saying I'm going to perform CIAA, and we were able to incorporate all in the mix.
Okay, so how was that experience? Because CIAA, that's a big deal. You're opening up for a legend in the game, KRS-One. So what was that experience like for you?
It was fun. I didn't even get to meet KRS-One.
Oh, wow.
I was like, everybody's like, you want to meet KRS-One, KRS-One? I was like, I never got to meet KRS-One. I met everybody else. Big Pun. I met Big Pun.
Wow, that's a legend.
I know I met somebody else. I can't really think. But it was just like being in the atmosphere, saying like I was here performing before a legend, a hip hop legend at that. And the crazy part about it is when we were done with our set, they were like, "Do y'all have any more?" I was like, oh,
wow.
I didn't know the first time doing a big show, you know, and I was like, we didn't know, you know, like
what to expect.
What to expect? Like, okay, maybe they do need more time to get on stage. So people was feeling us. My confidence was like yee high because I was like, I'm gonna bring it on the show. So we rehearsed like I would say like the four times.
4 times going up into it, and I see you had the dances and everything like that. So were you a dancer first, or is it like is that something new for you dancing?
I am not a professional dancer.
Right.
I will consider my dancing in between. This is what I'm aiming for, okay? You know how Brandy, she dances with her dancers and she sings? Right. So it's like in between, I'll do little hits here and then I'll dance with them. So I will consider myself that.
Okay. So
I won't even know if that would be considered downplaying because she's amazing at what she does. But when I see the professional dancing, I'm like, see, I'm not there yet.
Right. It's a whole nother ball game. It's more advanced.
Advanced level, but I have done dancing in like musicals in high school. We did dancing when it comes to doing the shows and stuff. So I was very quick with it. Like I'm a fast learner. So
okay.
I'm on it. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the video because you put the cinematics in the video as well. Dope concept. What inspired the video concept? Because you got people tied up and all types of stuff. Y'all weren't playing around like somebody that went too far. So what inspired the video?
So once again, Michael Jackson. Like if it was up to me, like Michael Jackson would be here today because I love Michael Jackson. I love his art. I love how he takes his time, his creative abilities. I'm still a huge Michael Jackson fan. So when I thought of the alley scene in the beginning, when me and the guy was walking through the alley, I'm going to release the extended version of Dirty Diana, which we never got to do, but we actually had access to a movie theater. It's a whole movie theater scene. We had an acting scene. So we left the movie theater scene. I'm not going to spoil it, but basically we left the movie theater scene. We're walking down the alley. He gets kidnapped. we both get kidnapped. But as you can see, I was in on it. So I like I said, Michael Jackson with a little spin. So taking bits,
making it more modern, making it more up to date, right here. There's nothing wrong with that. And so Michael Jackson is definitely a legend in the game, and definitely somebody that inspired a lot of people. So let's take it back to the beginning. Around what age did you first fall in love with music?
Man, that's a good question. It gives me chills. I would say this. When I was 3, 4 years old, I hope I'm saying it right. This is such a long time ago. You know I'm young, but it feels like such a long time ago. But when I was like, because on my bio it says my age, but it was around that time.
Right.
And I sung in front of the church, and I just love how music, like the words that's in the music, how it made people feel, especially in church. You know what I'm saying? You're tapping into a deeper level. You know, you're connecting, especially with me being a little kid and having to stand up. And trust me, I heard the footage and I'm like, how? But I sounded kind of off, but it's okay. But it moved people, you know what I'm saying? So I would say I love the way it made me felt, but the moment I fell in love with music, I would say this. I knew I had a special gift. I knew that God blessed me with a gift. I know I have family members that are talented that were able to, you know, place me in situations where I started recording at 11. But what made me fall in love with music was when I first started off with inspirational gospel and pop music. Okay. So I had this song called Get Up.
Get Up.
And the lyrics like, get up for Jesus. Tell the world he's there by your side. So it's like that. Right. And I had another song. Oh Lord, I'm trying to blank. Why today? Tell me why. Tell me why is the song.
Tell me why is the song.
Yeah. Why the world has to be this way. It's basically like a world song. Basically.
A world. Right.
And kind of like heal the world, make it a better place, like that. Right. Tell me why it's like that from a kid's perspective.
Right.
So I sung that song, and walking away from that performance, and this was at a church, walking away from that performance, I literally had a grown woman come up to me and cry in tears. Right. And it really, at a young age, I was like 12, and I don't know, it just gave me chills. And I was just like, God, this is my purpose. Right. Like, this is really my purpose, to make people, it's like a feeling, an emotion. So that right there made me fall in love with music.
And that's a beautiful thing right there. And that's the thing, like a lot of times, a lot of the great singers, they start in the church. So like you said, connecting with the people is also the anointing, right? So being able to tap in to, you know, the spirit and let the spirit move and have its way, sometimes it's like people get healed, set free. So what are some of your favorite experiences around that time? I know that was one you just named. Is there some other memories that stand out from when you was doing the church in the beginning?
Yes. So I will say this. I don't know what thought came into my mind, but when I was 10, I told my dad, I want to go in the studio.
Wow.
And he was like, okay. I just kept saying it. I don't know. Like, I really cannot think to this day if I seen a clip of somebody in the booth or whatever. I was like, I want to go to the studios. I was a heavy Disney watcher. Okay. I watched them, That's So Ravens, all that. I was like knowing all the music, Cheetah Girls, you name it. Like, that's my thing. So when I told my dad, I don't know if I got it from, you know, just seeing, you know, because they had those little, I would say, what's the 411? I don't know if anybody.
And then behind the scenes, right?
Behind the scenes, like of them singing music in the booth. Maybe that was one of the things. So I told my dad, and we have this vacation where we go every 2 years to Orlando, Florida. Well, my cousin, my first cousin, he actually is the MD for his church.
Wow.
Music director for his church. Right. And he basically records, and he does music by ear. So when I went down on the trip, I was like, I would say 11 years old. Right. 11 years old. Went down there. My dad said, we normally stay in Florida for a week because we had a timeshare. He was like, you're going to stay an extra week because you're going to record in the studio. And I was like, They played the demo because I wasn't writing at the time. They played the demo. And I was like, okay, I like it. And so I was just excited to record. I didn't care. I was like, I could say animals, blueberries. I didn't care. So I went to Florida. I recorded the song. And when I came back home, I met some girls there too that my cousin introduced me. They were part of this. If you would hear the audio from way back then, it was the girl screaming in the background on the song because it's a kid song. Right. But I met them too. That was a great experience. And coming back, my dad said, we're going to fly you back out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we flew back out or drove. Probably drove because I don't remember flying. We drove and I recorded like 4 or 5 more songs. And then we had this whole project called Get Up, which was the single. We didn't know anybody at Disney, not that I'm aware of. We didn't have anybody to push the records, nothing. So it was like a local thing. Like, hey, we sold CDs, to purchase and as well as like different events. So.
But all right, so around this time, you're 11, 12 years old. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I was 11, 12 years old, and trust me, middle school was lit. Wow. Middle school was lit.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So how did that feel, being in school, knowing you had a CD or a project out? How did that feel, and what was that experience like?
Well, I would say this. Very nervous. Right. Nobody knows that. Even though I was social butterfly, it just feels very... I'm the type of person, like, I like great attention, but I felt like, was I being braggadocious? Like, I didn't want to be the center of, oh, we're in music class, we're in chorus class, who's dating the song? But I felt like I wanted to share, my music and whatnot. I would say I was nervous. I wasn't very, like, I didn't want to be so extra with it, but people knew. People knew. The guy from my chorus knew. He always asked me, Mr. Dover. There we go. Mr. Dover would ask me questions like, how's the studio? Like, what did you do? That's awesome. Like, he was just so infatuated by everything. And
that's a beautiful thing.
That studio has and the works and everything. So
wow.
It was fun. It was fun.
Okay. So what were some of your favorite songs on that project? Like, if you could pick 2 that meant the most or was your favorites, which 2 would you pick for the Get Up project?
That's hard because my songs slap. Right. But I love Tell Me Why because, like I said, the lady, she came up to me and she was really in tears and she told me, I don't know what she said. I just know it was filled with the Holy Spirit. And when she came to me, it was like confirmation. So for me at a young age, it obviously did something. It set a mark on my heart. So Tell Me Why is definitely one of those songs where I can sing it till this day. And it still carries meaning, which I love that because music like that, that's the reason why you have artists that are still known today because of the great creating music that is like lasting for past generations. Right. So, Tell Me Why. And I love, my personal favorite is Summertime. All
right. And what's the Summertime record about?
Summertime is basically like, oh, summertime is here again. I'm chilling with my family and friends. Like, it's like
one of those good vibes. One of those good feelings.
It's a Caribbean vibe too.
Oh, wow. So you've been doing the Caribbean vibe. So back then, this 11, 12 years old, you was already doing the Caribbean. Do you have Caribbean background?
Not that I'm aware of, but I love the culture. Yeah. I love the culture. You know what? I wish, because I have some Caribbean friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all be having so much fun throwing money at the weddings. Right. Y'all be having so much fun. Like, oh my gosh. But I love my Caribbean people. I love it.
And that's the thing. It's a different type of energy. It's a higher energy. They definitely know how to get in touch with the rhythm and the vibe and stuff like that. So it's a whole different experience. Have you ever been over there? Have you ever been yet?
I have not been over there. I wanted to, and I was planning a trip, but things change. Right. You're working hard. Yeah. Hard work pays off. Hopefully I could take 20 million trips overseas.
Probably be touring soon. Sooner than you know it, you'll be over there touring.
Come on.
So that's a beautiful thing right there. So, so you put the Get Up project out. What happened next? So it was like you're 11, 12 years old. Take me through middle school and high school. What was going on? Were you still putting out more projects, or what was that process like through there?
So I was putting out more projects, but I would say there was a period where out between 12 and 14 that nobody likes to deal with.
Right.
Because it's like, is that considered, that's preteen age, 12 and 16.
It's preteen, right?
Yeah, preteen. Nobody knows what to say.
Right.
Nobody knows whether to talk about boys or not. You know, my daddy's like, you talking about no boy.
Right. Now we ain't doing that. Not yet.
He's older. So like, what can I sing about? Like, what can I do? You know? And
right.
also around that time, studio costs a lot of money. I'm not the only child in my parents' household. I got 2 younger sisters. And so studio time with, now I know studio time. And then of course paying for the record and of course registering the record. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into this.
Right.
And that's not even including marketing the record and pushing the record. So, of course, years ago, we don't have the independent platform. We didn't have the independent platforms that we know today.
Right.
So CDs is where it was at for independent artists. You know, I didn't know how to get on Apple Music. We didn't know those things. Right. So at the same time, my dad was like, okay, well, my parents were like, we'll just, I guess, I don't know if they waited it out because it is costly. And of course, like I said, we didn't know what records to sing. At that time, I was writing my own music, coming up with ideas. My cousin, he, of course, was the man behind my production. So we coordinated stuff together, but it didn't. During that time period, it didn't go nowhere. Now, fast forward to 15.
Okay.
I'm in high school. Okay, I started working with David Sparks in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was a girl by the name of Ashton Starr, who I'm cool with today, and she stays. She's from Clover, South Carolina, and basically, she was in this group called Notch Music, and I saw the producer that she was working with. So I was like, I want to work. I still want to record. Like, I really want to record. I'm the producer. This traveling to Florida, it's too expensive, so let's find somebody local. Right. So I sung Brandy, Have You Ever? Have You Ever? And I tagged him in it. And then he was like, oh, where are you from? Da, 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 da. I told him how old I was, where I'm from. And then he met my parents. And that's when I started working with him.
Okay.
I did a few songs with him. One was called, Crush.
Crush.
And then the other one was called Walking Away. I don't know.
Walking Away.
Yeah, Walking Away. So, crush was basically me tapping in and saying, I got a crush, simply.
Right. And, you're at that age now. Right.
Yeah, I'm at that age now. I could talk about it. And then Running Away was actually about a friend that actually ran away from her house. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask real quick. Was this around the time you were writing, or did somebody write the song for you? Wow. Okay. So you had a friend that ran away and inspired you to write the song about it.
Yeah, I was saying she was running away from her problems, and I was writing about that because, of course, with my music, I wanted to have meaning. I didn't want to just sing about just one thing. I wanted to sing about life stuff and about just what I was going through. I just was writing what came to my head, and that's what was one of the songs. Yeah. And I don't know where that music's at now, so you can't look it up.
Right. Is this you got the CD, you got it.
It's Sparks catalog. But at the time, what's so cool about it, I was still at the age where I couldn't necessarily, they didn't know what to do with me. I couldn't go in no clubs, I couldn't do nothing. So what can I do? Okay, bet. I could write music for his group.
Wow.
So his group.
Hold on. So you writing that? Wait a minute. Yeah, you just did a big flex on them. How old were you writing for a group?
I was 15 and I was writing for, I was 14, 15. Let's say right. I was 14, 15. I had to be writing for 17, 18, 19-year-olds.
That's crazy. All right. If I had a bomb, I would drop that one right there. But yeah, that's salute to you on that, because that means you were ahead of your time. That means you was advanced on the pen to be able to write, not only from your point of view, but from an older aspect as well. And I'm pretty sure he had faith in you if he brought you in to write for his group. So you had to be pretty good. So how did that feel? Like, what did that feel like, when he said, I need you to write for my group? How did you feel?
Man, I felt great at first. I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you how I feel then. How
Right.
I feel now, I feel better. But then, when I was younger, you got to think I wanted to be an artist. So I was like, from the young perspective, I was like, I love writing, but when am I gonna start my project? When are we gonna do da da da? I just could not face the fact that I was young, and there was
Right.
really nothing that they could really honestly do for me at the time.
Right there.
So I had a lot of that. I had mixed emotions about it. I love writing, so it was nothing for me to write, and I love gaining experience
Right.
because I knew that that would take me further than just being a singer.
You
You
got
know,
both,
so
having both skills.
I wanted to have both skills. And in the midst of that, we was doing, singles here and there. But the main focus was the group because honestly, they were hot. They were definitely hot at the time.
Right.
Shout out to Treadmill. We are still friends to this day. His name is Milan. He goes by Milan Hightower.
Money.
Milan Hightower. He's really dope. He's an artist in Charlotte.
Okay.
And basically, it was two females. Jai, she was the rapper. She sang a little bit, but
Right.
Ashley was the main singer, and then Milan came in a little later. And it was a great experience because I went to the BT Wonderful Park
Wow.
with them. That was fun.
Right.
Travel on a bus. Okay, we traveled on that. We traveled on a bus, and it was just great to be a part of that. To actually say I was 15 on 106 in Park.
Right.
And
That's the thing. So were you there in the audience, or you was performing up there as well? Were you there? You were part of the show.
I did both. So I was in the audience, but during the breaks, they asked, anybody have a talent in the audience? And I sung. I don't know how I sung, but some people said I sounded great. They said, does anybody have a talent in the audience? And I sung during the break, and I met Roxy. I seen Roxy Terrence. That did great. I met a few other people too. I was behind the scenes, and they performed. They did really good. I ain't gonna share my opinion on what went down,
Right.
but I would say they did really good, and it was just a great experience. And 106 in Park was small. That's what really got me. I was like, this is small. This setup is small. It looks so big on TV. I was like, what I want, I said, is it? I was like, is it?
Right. You was expecting a lot more.
Yeah.
Wow. I think we're getting a little glitch on your end real quick. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a video. Hold on, let me see if it came back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, we're getting a glitch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the Kissing You video right quick, and just go out and come right back in while the video is playing. Right quick.
So exit out the whole thing.
Yeah, just exit out and come back in. Well, you seem like you're coming back. Hold on, say something again.
Hey.
Yeah, you back. Yeah, we good. You good. Yeah, just had it glitched out. And you were saying something about the panel on 106 when that went out. If you wouldn't mind saying that again.
It was when I got on set on 106 in Park. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait. Especially I was 15 on there, had a little bow. I used to wear bows in my head. I couldn't wait to showcase the bang. Nicki Minaj had the Super Bass video that came out.
Right.
I couldn't wait to showcase my bang on TV. I got on TV. I said, wait a minute, this set is so small. But I was like, it made me realize, like, wow, this is behind the scenes. Like, TV really makes things look larger than life.
Wow.
Really makes things look larger than life. And that's not the first time, but that was then when I seen it. And I was like, I was just so grateful to be a part of that. It was just so fun.
Right. That's one of those 1 in a million experiences right there. So let me ask you, you're 15. You're on 106 in Park. You get back home now. Was your confidence on 1,000 at this point now? Like, I done been on TV, or were you still humble? You're 15 years old.
I was still humble, but I was like, I want to play this back because I can't believe I'm on TV. So my mom still has the DVD of the playback. So I'm able to look at it, but it's just still so surreal. Like it really does, because nobody knows about the behind the scenes stuff about me singing, but
Right.
I have that memory. I know that happened. I have that memory with me, and it's just like, wow, like to say I was on a show that's no longer existing. It's a part of our culture.
It's a part of
So
our
it's like,
culture.
yeah, it's definitely part of our culture, and I was just so happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, and that's both. They're both legends. Roxy's still a legend right now. Terrence J. He done moved on to acting, but these are big figures in our community. So it's like to be able to sing from them at the prime of their career.
Yeah.
106 was one of the biggest shows. Everybody that loved music was watching 106 in Park. So it was like salute to you on that. So you get back, right? What happened next after that? I'm pretty sure you had got hit with the performing bug. Now you done been on 106. I'm pretty sure you was excited about your music. Were you still writing around this time, or what was going on?
I was definitely still writing, but I think around this time, slowly but surely, the group kind of like dismantled.
Wow.
Typical group stuff.
Right.
Just, you know, I
Creative
didn't want to know
differences,
too much
all
about
different types of
it.
stuff.
It's like all sides of different stories. Like, who knows?
Right.
So the group dismantled. But around that time of the dismantling, you know, I kind of like disappeared a little bit because I, you know, still was in a young mindset.
Right.
Well, actually, I would not say that. Before the dismantle of the group, me and David was working hand in hand because he got the group there. He was like, I want to see if you can audition to be on Wild Out Wednesday.
Wow.
And I went back to 106 and Park. I went back.
Went back again.
I didn't really tell nobody because I was devastated. I went back, and it was so much pressure because the song that I had, it was like, you have to come up with a song, you have to come up with this. It was so much pressure on me. I practiced so many times, and didn't know that my parents had side conversations like, oh, I don't think she's ready. I don't think she's ready. Right. I went up to Morris's part just because I was so headstrong. I want to be a part. I want to say I was on Wild Wednesday. Please, please, please. I was one of those like, please, please, please. Right. Honey, I got to 106 part at audition. I did, you know, I was just so nervous. I was not ready.
Right.
I didn't get it. I was just so nervous. I was devastated at that time. I felt a little discouraged, but I was like, it just wasn't my time.
Right.
It just wasn't my time. I wasn't ready. It was too much pressure. That saying goes, get ready so you have to
stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
So I get ready, right, yeah. So right. I just wasn't ready, you know, because I was songwriting and doing all that, you know, stuff for myself. I just wasn't ready. But it was a great experience. It was a learning experience, and it tested my maturity because, honey, I wasn't mature.
Wow. So let me ask you, at that point right there, we all go through it as artists. We have them shows, right, where we don't do our best. Mm-hmm. Some people freeze up. Some people then have a bomb show and never perform again. Yeah. How did you shake it and get back up, dust yourself off, and jump back in there? What happened after that? Because like I said, I know you were a little like, yo, I'm nervous. I was nervous it didn't go the way I thought. Mm-hmm. So how did you get back out of that? Because some people, they get in those situations and they get depressed and they get stuck. They get writer's block now. They're discouraged. How did you get through that and be like, you know what, I'm going to keep pushing forward?
My support.
Support system.
My support is something like a strong support system. My mom came down. And of course I had, you know, David was with us. Right. I honestly, right after my performance, I beat myself up. I was like, this was horrible, wasn't right. But they taught me through it. They helped coach me through it. So it's really your support system.
The support system definitely makes a big deal. It's a big difference right there. So that's the thing. It's like, okay, so
after a while, I slowly got over. But just to say I was able to audition for 106 and Park, that alone was like a big deal for me. So I just took that as like, wow, I got the opportunity, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most people never get that opportunity. And not only were you there once, you were there twice. So it's like, that's a beautiful thing right there. So it's like, even though the second one didn't go, I'm pretty sure you learned. I know certain situations where I look back at certain shows that I might not have did my best. And I would make a mental note, like, I'm never going to mess up. Not that I'm not going to mess up again, but not that same way.
Yeah, I really took a mental note of my maturity.
Right. Yeah, and that's it. So okay.
I wasn't mature enough to hear that I wasn't gonna get it.
Right, 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 and that's one of those humbling. That's one of those humbling experiences where it's like, yo,
Right.
I got this, and it's like sometimes it's like you said, it just ain't the right time. So it's like now you leave. I'm pretty sure you in your mind now, like that's never gonna happen again. So I'm gonna get ready. So now I'm pretty sure you start taking it more serious, getting prepared for the next door because we never know when those doors are gonna open.
You're right. You are definitely right. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So now you back focused. Now you get through the dark time. Like, yo, you know what? I had a bad when you put that behind you.
Yes, I put
What
that
was
one
it?
behind me.
Right.
And
What was it? What was your next move after that? Like, what was your mindset at this point? Like, what was the conversation you had? And then what was the next move from there? It's like, yo, sometimes we gonna do this. We can do this. How did you pep yourself up? And what happened next?
If I can remember what helped me get over it around that time, I have family that stays in New York. So we just went to go see family, and I didn't really think much about it too much because I didn't even know. I didn't even know at the time if I made it. I just knew that I didn't do my best.
Right.
When we got home, I was like, I kind of expected it. Like I like you know. So I was like, I kind of expected that I wasn't ready.
Right.
So when he confirmed it to me, it was like, okay, I was sad about it, but I didn't sit there. I didn't stay in that funk. But around that time, I would say, shortly after when the group was no longer, or they were going through complications, I wasn't the main focus. So now I'm like 16, 17.
Right.
And my friend, Julius, his artist name at the time was Jabbar. And me and Julius actually did a few songs. We combined a project together and we recorded in his house. And we did a song. We did a whole mixtape called DJ Play My Song.
DJ Play My Song.
DJ Play My Song because it's D and J. So Sierra had a song called DJ Play My Song, and she did the mix up. I think it was a remix, and we did the remix, and so that's how we called it DJ Play My Song. And then Kicking It was the first song that we did. I wrote that. Everybody in high school knew that song. Like everybody was jamming to that song, and actually everybody was at our music video, which was crazy. Wow. And that was a nice experience. That was a fun experience. Great memories. Like everybody carries that. And we did another song. Lord have mercy. I can't think of the other song right now, but just know it's another song out there. I did a lot of music. I'm sorry.
That's the thing. You definitely have a lot of music. So let me ask you, you're in high school, music video out. You got the school coming to the video shoot, right? So we talked about Michael Jackson early in the game when we first started the show. So it's kind of like similar. You're doing big boy things or big girl things at a young age. So you're in high school shooting your video, not somebody else's video. Your video, everybody comes out, right? You said Kick It is taking off. Everybody knows Kick It.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind at this time? Like, where it's like, yo, I made it? What at that point? Put me in your head. What are you thinking?
I was just happy to record some music and just have more creative say so, and just doing it just because we wanted to have fun. That was just so much fun, but no deadline. We were just setting our own deadline, really, and we're just like, yo, we sound good together. Yo, let's continue working. And I don't know who came up with the idea. I don't know. Somebody said, oh, well, Julius raps and you sing, so y'all should go in the studio together. And his studio, he did all that on his laptop, literally. And we just recorded, each song. And I don't know. It just felt great to just say I was recording and doing my music. Because me personally, I love writing. I love songwriting. But I would say when things don't work out in certain situations, or situations may happen, and you are just continue to stay persistent. And when you want something, you're going to make it happen for yourself. So if it's not going to work out here, just go somewhere else and make it happen. That's my mindset. That's how I operate. And so I was just dead set on just creating music, just creating, and just having fun. It was just fun. It was really fun. There was no pressure or nothing.
And that's a good thing right there. So let me ask you, during them sessions right there, right? You're not on the clock. You don't have people watching. Their money not on the line as much. So let me ask you, what things did you learn from them sessions right there, working with him, and then, like you said, being comfortable, being around somebody y'all doing it in the house where it's like you don't have all that outside pressure. What things did you learn during that time frame?
I will say I learned that you don't have to. There's sites that you can actually buy lease beats from.
Right.
You don't have to pay for every beat. You can actually record, not pay, and see how the song sounds, and then decide if you want to pay for it.
Right.
That's when I learned about that. I learned that there was various streaming sites. I learned that there's marketing. You can put money behind marketing. Marketing your music video.
Right.
I learned, I would say around that time, how to come up with my own. Just I learned how to like work my sound. Because I guess when you're songwriting, some people, I don't know how they are, but some people may want you to sound like this person.
Right.
That person. Like when I was in the studio, I just felt so free that I wasn't sounding like Rihanna, Beyonce, or who was hot at the moment, Keisha Cole. Like I was sounding like myself. I was just doing music and just figuring out my lyrics and my interpretation of things around that time. So that's what I loved about it.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's important because the greats, all the greats, and when you think about one of the greats, the legends in the game, they all have a distinct, unique sound, each one of them. So like if you take Michael Jackson has a different type of range he sings in, a different type of style of beats. He's going to bring a different type of swag to his song. You know what they expect. Then you might have somebody like a Luther Vandross, who's on the other side. He's got a smooth voice, but he has the ballads and stuff like that. So it's like every artist has their own unique sound. So that's important that you picked up on that early in the game, because a lot of times, like you said, there's a lot of people, they want to sound like somebody else, and the record labels are looking like we already got one of those.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. How long did it take you to define your sound, to come up with your own sound?
I will say at that time, I did not have a sound. Right. I would say today, I definitely know what sound I'm going for, and I feel way more confident. Right. At that time, me and Julius was just only, I would say it was like a Chloe and Halle thing. We would do our own separate thing, and then if we want to do a combined project, that's when we did a combined project or a combined song. Okay. So that's how that was. I didn't really have a set sound either, because I didn't really have, at that time, I didn't have a vocal mentor. Okay. I did classical singing and classical training when I went in high school, but I didn't have like a mentor, like somebody that was in the business at that time. Somebody that actually had experience with somebody great. I didn't have that just yet. Okay.
So let me ask you, do you think it's more pressure not knowing that and just focusing on the music, or is it more easier knowing the business, having the rollout, knowing how I'm going to drop this and putting it together? So let me ask you, was it easier then for you, or do you think it's easier now?
Am I glitching? I just want to make sure.
No, you're not glitching.
Okay. I love it way better now.
Love it way better now.
I love it way better now because it's nothing better than knowing that people know you took the time on something. Right. They see that you're strategic. They see that you're consistent. When there's no plan and no game plan together, people are like, oh, they're all over the place.
Right. That's true.
Like, what's gonna remind me to watch your video on Saturday? Right. We were just putting stuff out there, just throwing it out there. It was not no real. We did do some kind of promo, like some kind of like marketing thing. We'll do it like for a week or so, which is not bad. Cause Julius, I will give him that. He knew what he was doing. I just went in the booth, started singing. I ain't know. I was singing to the left. I didn't even know. But he knew what he had. He had some game plan together on how he was gonna push it. Wow. He was definitely very passionate around that time when it came to us doing, the project together. So I will say definitely have a plan in motion when you're doing music. When you're doing music for the mere enjoyment of it, it's great. That's the easy part. The hard part is putting a plan together once you already decided on your single.
That's true, right there. So let me
Yeah.
ask, around this time when y'all doing this, you and Julian, when y'all doing the collabs, around what age are you now? You still in high school at this point?
Yeah, I'm 16, 17.
16,
Um,
17.
when I would say like graduated from high school, we still was working on music, but it wasn't persistent. It wasn't consistent because
Yeah.
I ended up going to college in Charleston. I didn't record Jack in Charleston. Now I will say this: before I left for Charleston, he did help me do my own project. So
Before you left.
he definitely did, and I released it, and I told a few people that I met on campus that I'm a singer, da da da, da,
Right.
and I worked that way. I still have those friends till this day, and of course, some people they're doing other things too, so I don't know where they at. But I will say, for the most part, I met some people there. I was a part of an acapella group called the Chucktown Trippin' Tones.
Chucktown Tripitones.
Chucktown Trippin' Tones, honey. I was glad. We did a lot of folk music, very
Right.
much different than anything that I've ever done. I will say, I'm a lover of music, so that's just my thing. But
All
I
genres.
added a little soul in there. I had to put a little soul in that
You
thing.
had to put some soul in the thing.
I had to put a soul in it.
So
And
let
it's
me ask.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, you can finish. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm saying it's crazy. I didn't even join the gospel choir, but I was part of the Chucktown Trippin' Tones.
Wow. And that's the thing. It's like, yo, you seem like you have that vibe where it's like you just love singing. Like, yo, I can see you at work, just in the grocery store. You just sing all the time. Are you one of those type? You
Yeah,
are? I'm
I'm
glad.
definitely. Well, I wouldn't just sing out and about, but if I
Yeah.
have a song or a melody that comes to my head, I will whip my phone out and do a voice memo down to the beat
Wow.
of the
So,
song.
so let me ask you, what's your favorite song to sing?
Hmm. I don't have a favorite song.
Wow.
Wait, I don't have a favorite song to sing.
Wow. So if you was on the spot and you had to pick a song, say you're on American Idol, anything like that, boom, what you gonna go with?
Oh, that's hard. I would say the songs that I did sing growing up was I would say Mariah Carey, Hero, and Whitney Houston. Um,
Not you talking about I will always love you. You're not talking about I will always love you
no,
over there. You ain't humming that one over there. I know that.
I believe the children are future. Teach
Right.
them well and
Okay.
let
Hold on right there, because that's what I wanted you to do. That's what I wanted you to do. So I'm glad you started singing, but I wanted you to do something live. You don't have to do the whole song. This the proof, so they know that it's not auto tunes and all that before we start throwing your videos. I can hear that you have a voice. So you can just give them a little bit. You can give them a bridge, maybe, maybe an 8 and a chorus or something. You don't have to do the whole song. Just give them a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay. Okay. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live just I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity because the greatest love of all the heavenly to me. I forgot.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes. That's the thing. Yo, you have a strong voice, and your voice sounds amazing. And it's like you just like, okay, boom. Like, yo, how long did it take you to get that confidence together? And your range and your sound. How important or how much did the payoff come from being in the choirs, being in church? Now, so it's like, I'm pretty sure at the time you didn't know you were learning music in different ranges and stuff like that. So now, looking back at it later, how much has that helped you in your career, do you think?
I would say the big thing. Well, it definitely. I would say high school. I was part of the choir leaders. It definitely raised my confidence up tremendously. and helped me learn, classically, how to classically train my vocals, and also with musical theater, just learning steps and having those big parts in the show, being in front of a lot of people, because a lot of people would come to our shows because that's how great and how seasoned the group was.
Right.
So I would say being a part of that has definitely played a role in me having confidence. And also currently, on the side, I'm a wedding singer. I do events and wedding singing. I've been doing it for 3-4 years now because I've been wanting to keep my chops up. And so just being on the spot, improvising, and just being in touch with people, like that's what really spiked my confidence level up.
Wow. And that's the thing. You definitely had a confidence. You definitely had a voice. So I'm pretty sure it's only going to get better from here. So, okay, wedding singer, right? So what was some of your favorite memories in that? Because these people are confessing they love. This forever for families. They filming it. They got all their people, their loved ones there.
I love drunk people. I love drunk people. I love them. Oh my gosh, I have so much fun at the wedding. Wow. I will say it's like when that show starts, I will give a shout out. Let me give a shout out real quick to Hancock Hickman over the company van. Wow. When I tell you, he has definitely groomed me to, before I even set on stage, he has definitely set aside time for me to learn music, Michael Jackson music, like top 100. I don't know how to say it. The top 40 songs. I don't know. But he's taught me, like, he really set aside. When I tell you, this man had told me, hey, we're going to be here in this time. We're going to have practice. This is aside from their main rehearsal, okay? Wow. So he has definitely took time and helped me get situated with being on stage and being, like, coming up to speed with everybody. Of course, everybody was already into the show, but, like, just taking time. That's how I honestly got started with the band. I started with the company band. Now I'm with both the company band and Infinite Soul.
Oh, so you're doing both. So you're definitely up on your chops, keeping your chops on point. Now, so let me ask about how many times a week do you think you sing right now?
Like live, like performances?
Live performances, or before if COVID slowed you down, like what was your average? How many days a week you think you was doing? Once a week?
It's still once a week, every Saturday.
Every Saturday. Okay. So let me ask you, how do you protect your voice from, like, sometimes people strain their voice, because you're practicing, like, how do you balance to keep your voice sharp? For the people that may be new singing and they may not know, what's some tips that helped you?
I would say throat coat. I need it now, actually. But throat coat is one of warm tea, ginger. You put honey in that, mix it up a little bit. Now they say lemon is not good for you, but I add a little splash of that every now and then. But not when I'm trying to get ready for a show. It's not good for your vocals. Nothing cold. You want room temperature water. You don't want nothing cold in your vocals. Singing from your diaphragm definitely helps you with your vocals. You don't want to strain yourself.
Right.
And just breathing exercises. Breathing is so very. It's honestly should be the first. If you know what I'm saying, like it should be the first vocal lesson. That's
the first thing you need to learn before you even try to sing anything.
Singing on the treadmill helps too because it helps you with you pulling from your diaphragm. Just like that, those small things, breathing exercises, holding out a note, that's definitely key. And singing out more is going to help you. Because if you don't sing out more and you just say, I'm going to up and sing, you can do that now. Actually, go up and sing. Continue up and singing because it's going to build your confidence. And sometimes what happens is when you're doing breathing exercises on your own, and then when it's time for you to perform, you get nervous, and that does interfere with your breathing. So just continue performing, and then you're going to naturally get those breathing. Incorporate your practices with, like, you doing it live.
Wow. Okay. So did I hear you say you singing on the treadmill? Sometimes, not all the time.
Sometimes I sing on the treadmill. It don't even have to be my song. It could just be anything.
Anything. It's practice.
Just practice.
That endurance.
Keep your momentum up. So that when you're walking around having a high energy, you can sound good. You're pushing out. It's definitely more than just standing. It's physical. Even if you're a person that sits down, you have to still pull from your diaphragm.
Right. So let me ask, do you play any instruments as well? I know you said you was in the musical arts. Did you play any instruments or just mostly like the musicals, performing, acting and stuff like that?
I would say the second option. I tried guitar. I did that a little bit. I thought I was going to be like Taylor Swift.
Right.
I tried that, but then somebody was like, "Hey, hold your horses, girl. You're gonna have to try piano because you're a vocalist and you need to learn the keys. That way, it'll be easier for you to transition to guitar." So I did that for a while. I did piano lessons, and then I stopped because honestly, I will say this: at the time, I knew how to write music down. I knew how to compose music, but then I stopped because it was in between me going from high school to college, and I didn't major in music, which is actually funny because why are you not majoring in music now? Because I felt in a master's session, I felt like this is just how my brain works.
Right.
I didn't want to do musical theory. I didn't want to do the extra stuff with classical. I just wanted to do commercial music, pop, the R&B, the musical theatrical stuff. Like I wanted to do that. If anything, so I didn't do it. And plus, I feel that if I'm gonna spend my money on college and if I'm gonna spend money on college, I have to spend my money on something that's gonna be surrounded with music, but not technically music. So I was saying arts management. So that's all that happened.
You said arts management?
Yeah, arts management.
Okay. So all right. So with that, like what type of career jobs come with arts management? Is that like the Broadway type stuff or what's that?
It's basically how I interpreted it before I went to the university was learning the business of music, like the music industry. Okay. But Charleston interpreted it was like, girl, you thought you was gonna be learning the music industry. It was actually like learning how to operate an art gallery or like being the strings, pulling the strings on like a theater. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to learn the music business. Like how did people get started? Like I was one of those people. I would watch those Unsung shows and wonder why
watch them all.
And why contracts went left. I was one of those people. I was like, if I'm gonna have a backup plan, I want to learn about the music industry because at the end of the day, I would be in the music industry. So.
Right. And that's definitely real right there. And I definitely watch the Unsungs too. And I definitely an advocate of telling people like if you're definitely serious about your career, whether you're a singer, rapper, study the ones before you. So you see some of the mistakes that they learn. A lot of them, they're real open about their situations. They'll tell you, hey, this was a bad deal or this worked out for me. You'll see a lot of ones that was up top. Now they may not be up top and some still are up. So it's like, it's always good getting that insight from somebody that came before you. So the Unsungs, any documentaries, anytime I can watch an interview on an artist, I always do that. So that's dope right there that you was doing that on your own. Cause like even my daughters sing. I'm constantly telling them they just focused on the music, writing and stuff like that. But it's like learn the business. Watch some of these artists and I just want to be on stage. I'm not worried about that. And it's like
you
being that you older than that, right? Because it's like, that's how they wound up where they at now. They're like, I was just
90% business is real.
Right.
10% music, having fun, and 90% the business is so real.
So real. And it ain't always fun.
It's not.
Right. That's the thing.
I'm having fun. I'm making it fun.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So if you could go back, right, when you was in between that transition between high school and college, right? Mm-hmm. What advice would you have gave yourself back then? If you could have told yourself something to stick with, like, stay focused, don't quit writing. What would you have said to yourself around that time?
I would have told myself to go ahead to music school. I would have been learning how to engineer. I would have been like in music school, flat out. Because it's no plan B for me, baby. This is my plan and my B. All the way in.
Yo, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the thing, yo. You got the look. You're definitely bringing your high fashion quality, right? The music sounds good. It's high quality music. The videos are high quality. So it's like, yo, we're going to talk about how you got here, but I want to jump into Kissing You real quick.
Okay.
Because like that's another good one right there. So what inspired that record? While I'm pulling it up, and then I'm gonna have you introduce it once you finish.
Okay. Kissing You, Charnel, shout out to you, girl. Another one by Crazy Figs. And basically, I heard the record and I was like, I want this song. No words was to the record. All you heard was oh, like the little the chant in the beginning and throughout the song. And I was like, oh, this is dope. I need a little bouncy little record. Maybe I could play in a little club or a little spot. And then Charnel spiced me up. She's so dope. She's so talented. She has a range. She's from Charlotte. Well, I don't know if she's from Charlotte, but she stays in Charlotte, North Carolina. And yeah, she the only part I laced on was like the bridge part, a little choppiness down. I wanted something like where, okay, as artists, we don't have to write every song. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Everybody needs help. And I wanted something different. And she killed it with no hesitation. Like I wasn't advanced at that time like her, but she did it. She went in the booth and she freestyled. Nearly. Yeah.
It came out. So all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have you introduce it. Then we're gonna talk about the video right after.
She gave my money. Okay. She got my money that day.
yeah, that's a good thing right there. So who directed the video?
Fly Family, and I actually all the video concepts, like they did the Dirty Diana 2.0 video and then they did Kiss You, but I'm not gonna lie, I'll be like, this is the idea I want. Can we do this? And then we talk about it. So I pretty much come up with my ideas. Okay,
so I'm gonna have you introduce that right quick. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute our mics while it's playing, so don't mess with the audio for the people watching.
Okay.
Okay, you can introduce.
Okay, right now is my single, Kissing You, Crazy Figs, and Charnel. Let's go.
I don't know what you done to me, you got me fired up. Oh yeah, I need it, you got me, I'm going insane. You got me feeling, ooh baby, you know I want ya. I'm not complaining, boo, you know you drive me crazy. I can't explain it, yeah, I make my own moves. I do what I want to, yeah, I do my own thing. I make my own rules. Ooh, I never had somebody make me feel like you do. But I never had nobody make me feel like you do. Yeah. It's all because of you. I'll never sad and go. I don't know what you done to me, you got me fired up. Oh yeah, I need it, you got me, I'm going insane. You got me feeling, ooh baby, you know I want ya. I'm not complaining, boo, you know you drive me crazy. I can't explain it, yeah, I make my own moves. I do what I want to, yeah, I do my own thing. I make my own rules. Ooh, I never had somebody make me feel like you do. But I never had nobody make me feel like you do. Yeah. It's all because of you. I'll never sad and go. Holding and kissing you. That's all I wanna do now. I won't take me away. Holding up and touching, kissing you. That's all I wanna do. That's all I wanna do. Yeah. It feels like heaven when I'm kissing you. You're my dream come true. You're all I ever wanna do. Yeah. Take me away, baby. Take me away. Take me away. Take me away. Take me away. Don't stop. Keep it coming, baby. Don't stop. Oh, I love it when you're on top. Oh, you put my loving on top. You're the bitch, baby. You're the plan. Oh, I like it when we get it in. Burn me up and then you burn me down. Then we turn around, go again. It's you and I can't deny it's me and you. And ain't nothing up in this world I wouldn't do. And like a boomerang, I come right back to you. Oh yeah, I'm coming back to you, yeah. It's all open your eyes and know you take me away. Holding up and touching, kissing you. Just all I wanna do, just all I wanna do, yeah, yeah. It feel like heaven when I'm kissing you. You're my dream come true, you're all I ever wanna do. Take me away, 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 take me away.
All right, that one right there, that's one of my favorite joints right there. We had a little glitch in the beginning, but yo, that one right there, that's a powerful record. Did you know when you put that one out that that was a big record? Did you know you had a big record on your hands when you finished that one?
I would say for that record, I knew that it was definitely a record that at the time was like gonna be that record that everybody was like, "Oh, I like this." Like it had like the BPM was faster than Dirty Diana.
Right.
It was a fun record, and I just instantly thought when I do music and like in my like when I collaborate with people, I definitely have a storyline. I definitely have a visual. If I can't visualize my music, whether it's gonna be a music video or not, it should not even be something I do. So when I heard the record, I was like, I visualized just everything about it, and I just put it out there that it was gonna be a great record.
Yeah,
But that one is a little different. But I definitely I had so much fun with it.
yeah, it's definitely a great record right there. And it's like, yo, that's one of those records, right? That like once they start playing on the radio, that's one of them songs they'll probably play 10, 12 times a day because it's just a good vibe. It puts you in a good mood. Like if you're at work in the office and it comes on, it's kind of one of them things where you're working and you know what I mean? Or you're in your car, you're jamming, and it's one of those not too late in the club, but not too early. It's like right when you're out there and it comes on and you're gazing at somebody across the room or you're having a dinner. It's one of those type of vibes. So that's definitely a big record right there. Even in a movie on the soundtrack.
Oh,
like
okay,
you know how they be having them love movies and stuff like that. And while they have one of the moments that take me away and the way you hit them notes up there is like, yo, you can see the control now. You can see all of the training paying off in there, and it's like you flexing even on the chant, how the way you singing your cadence. So it's like you can see your growth.
Yeah, I wanted something that like a rappy sounding song. I didn't have that yet, so I was just Afrobeat went to I would say a little R&B trap mix in a way, especially with the "It's All Because of You." That sample, just using that, and it just was like, what's next? What can we do that's different? What can we do that?
Take it to the next level.
Like push my sound and like figure out what sound I'm going. That's what.
And that's the thing, and it's like, even on the back vocals, right? You got the main, how that's what it like the. Yeah. I always tell people, it's like, most singers, right? They wait till it's like you do the first two verses, the hook come. If you ever want to get to the meat of the song.
That
it's right there, too. Right, and it's like it leads up into the bridge, whereas the song is about to be right before the climax. It's like they take you up. It's like, so in that point, when I heard it, I'm listening to the song, I'm vibing. You hit. So when you said, earlier, you were saying I be singing a little Mariah, I be singing Whitney. So I'm like, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head though. I'm saying, they sing high. They get up in the bleachers. But it's like. When I just heard that, and when I first heard the Kissing You song, you were up in the bleachers on the background in there. It's like, some of them notes is like, I'm thinking when it puts me in the mind state of like the Monicas and them, where they really vibing out and so it's like, you vibe that and you did that. So it's like, to like you said, it's like, it wasn't always easy. It didn't happen overnight. You put in a lot of work, but to hear that, and it's like, even some indie artists, it's like, they may have a good song, but they don't own it. It's like in that moment that goes back to even the church where the Spirit takes over, the anointing falls, and that zone right there is like, you let yourself go and you own the song, and it's like you made it yours. So it's like, I can hear other people trying out for different, it could be talent shows, American Idol, and they're trying to hit your notes. How does that feel, hearing yourself back and seeing all the work that you put in paying off for you now? And it's like, yo, when you're hearing the record playback.
When I hear the record playback, it was just like it felt like, wait, I'm tapping into a different sound.
Different sound.
So it was like refreshing. It felt like popping a fresh peppermint in your mouth. Like, wow, like this feels so refreshing. I didn't think to ever want to do a song like this at the time. And it was just testing my abilities and how quick I can change notes and stuff. It was a very, very quick song.
Right. You definitely did.
It was actually, honestly, one of the hardest songs I've ever recorded.
Wow, that was the hardest one?
Yeah. And I'm not, like, at the time, like, that was the hardest song that I've ever recorded because, for one, it was Charnel. She's so dope. And when she freestyled her notes, I couldn't, at the time, like, I couldn't even hit them notes. It was just so quick how she hit it. So I would say it was really a hard record because I had somebody else that actually really sung the demo, and I had to go back in and do the record like it was done, and it was a challenge for me. I'm not gonna lie. I give it to you, girl.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
It's not what it was always. All people think it's cooked up to be. That record was actually a challenge for me. I don't know if it was the presets or whatnot, but it was definitely a challenging record.
Yeah, you definitely got it off. So let me ask, what was her response when she heard your version?
Oh, she liked it. She really did. She gave me good compliments on it. And honestly, like, because I'm a songwriter, it's always great to have a co-signer on something that someone else has created. It would be one thing if you create something for somebody, like, oh Lord, they sound so bad. The demo sounds, you know, so I would want you to sound better than my demo, you know, because I want you to make the song your own. Like that, the fact that like she killed the demo, but it was like, oh, it sounded, you know, the delivery was really good.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, even in that, you see the growth now. So it's like, yeah, you're more on, you're on a date now in this one. It's like, yeah, you with the guy, the first one, you was tying people up. You was all gangster in the first one. So it's like, yo, in this one, you know, still, this one right here, you know, you got dolled up, you had your feet out and stuff like that. So it was like more, you know, like now you're on a date now. So how was that video shoot like? Did you have fun making it? Because it looked like you had a good time.
I had so much fun making that video. Because Dirty Diana was like a lot of people was involved. This one is more lax. It was just me and the guy. Mostly me. Because honestly, I didn't have a guy at first because I was looking at her videos. And she didn't have, like, she has those videos where the lighting, they play tricks on the lighting where the guy is there, but he's not there. So like, I wanted something like that where it was just the focus is just on me. And I didn't want to do an extra extravagant video, but I wanted a concept. So, we brought a guy in the last, like literally the next day, the next morning, and he just did a few scenes without me. And I don't know, it was just fun. Like, I really, if you watch the behind the scenes clip on my YouTube channel, Dae TV, DAE, and then space TV, you're gonna see like we had a ball. Like, I was just being goofy the whole day. I was being stress free. I was just having a good time.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the vibe. That's important going in, because like if you're in a bad mood or you fed up or frustrated, knowing or not, it's like sometimes our body language gives off like, yo, we aggravated and stuff like that. But it's like the vibe when I'm looking at the video, it's like you confident, you having a good time. It's almost like how women, when they go into the prom, when they go into a ball, you dolled up, and it's like you walking down the hallway and stuff like that. It's like a glow on you. Where it's like, yo, you were proud about your project, and you knew what you was going. You had a game plan going in, and you did it. You definitely hit the points that you was trying to make, and that feeling resonates, because now it's like that good energy falls on the person that's listening. Now they get in a good mood, or they're thinking about the person that they love or whatever. Then it's like, okay, you're kissing you and stuff like that. So that's dope right there, how y'all came up with the concept together. So let me ask, what came next? Because that one right there, I'm pretty sure we left some gaps out in the time frame, because you say you had just graduated college. To that one, I'm pretty sure a lot happened in there.
Yes. Okay. So I ended up my first year I went to college in Charleston, and then after that I went to a technical college community college, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was really happy at College in Charleston. I love y'all. Don't get me wrong, but I just felt like I wasn't fulfilling what I want. Like I wasn't recording, and that's just a thing that like recording is like my baby, you know, and going without recording and then just doing different music, and then I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell on myself, but I got kicked out the acapella group.
What, was you taking over? Why they kicked you out of the group? Was you taking
They
over?
kicked me out because of my attendance.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was in between like moving from one dorm to the next.
Right.
And I'm cool with them. Like it's no bad blood, but like just now not being in the acapella group, I was really not happy.
Wow.
And then I was there and I really wasn't happy because I just felt like a lot of things was happening in Charleston. It was the killing at the church. That was like,
right.
You know, and I'm a big energy person, and I was just like, I'm not really feeling the energy, you know, in Charleston. The whole flag thing was going on shortly after that, was where everybody was on strike, and it was just like the racism, like energy. I was like, you know what? I just want to get out of Charleston. I want to figure out what I want to do. Maybe I want to go to Atlanta or try music school. Maybe I want to go to LA. That was the question. Maybe I want to go to USC, do school of business. Like that was just things that was going through my head. So while I'm figuring it out, let me come back home, go to community college, not waste any more of my mom and my parents' money. The great thing about it was I got a bunch of scholarships. I got a bunch of scholarships to where I could actually, it paid for everything.
Okay, so you had a full scholarship.
Yeah, I had basically a full ride. So my first year was great, but my second year I was like, okay, now I'm going to start spending money out of pocket. I want to start taking out loans, but it's college. I'm not happy. Nope, I made a decision. I went with my gut. Someone told me, you know, I prayed about it. I was like, you know what? I prayed and meditated. I was like, no, I love my friends, but no, I'm not going back. And I ended up staying in community college for a year. Then I ended up doing online, and then that's when I started working with Jay Styles. He's a part of Blackstreet too.
Wow, Blackstreet. So you talking about before I let you go, Blackstreet?
Yeah, he's still a part of Blackstreet.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So
So
you just dropping all the flexes right now. I wish I had the bombs because you just dropped another one. 106 and Park twice. Now you working with one of the members from Blackstreet. So how did that happen? How did you meet him?
So I met Jay Styles through my former manager, Roderick Cheatham, and he was like, I got a producer that I would like for you to work with. And I met with Jay. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is cool, dope. I was so nervous, but he pushed me vocally and vocal arrangements, like down to harmony, finding my melody, and just pushing my runs abilities at the time, like not doing the same runs over and over, just changing up my runs, staying in that tone. He just pushed me overall. Like that's literally my bro. Like we worked since I was like 19, now I'm 25.
Wow, so 6 years strong.
Yeah, so I've been working with him for a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just want to throw this in. Earlier, you said when you were younger, you didn't have anybody. I think this was when you first came back from Orlando. Didn't have anybody in the music business to mentor you.
No.
You got somebody when at 19 years old, you had somebody. Yeah. At 19, so whoa. So it's like, yo, you spoke it out. You come back. I don't got nobody to help me that knows the business. I got support, but I don't have nobody in the business that knows the.
And at work, honestly, Jay doesn't know this, but I'm a huge fan of Teddy Riley. He knows this, but like I don't think he knows how big of a fan I am of Teddy Riley. So because he worked with Teddy Riley, and like for him to be a part of somebody that worked with Michael Jackson, like
right.
Like that just is like, wait a minute, like you are surrounded by the greats, and you're great, you're crazy talented. And he was giving me confirmation that, you know, you got something, like you really can write, and like he just encouraged me and instilled confidence, again, more confidence, and we just been rocking ever since. And
wow. And that's a blessing in itself right there. It's like, yo, so that's already 3. Sometimes people pray for this stuff. Like, I want to get on TV. You've been there. Some people say, I want to work with somebody that's a legend in the game. You've been there. Now I got. Now I'm gonna tell you that. Now I'm gonna put my age out there. But when I'm ready to chill and relax, Blackstreet, I got about 4 or 5 Blackstreet joints in my playlist. So they definitely legends in the game. So it's like, all right. So I'm pretty sure now when he's talking, you're listening now. It's like, yo, I'll do it. It's like, I'm pretty sure because you see he's already been there.
Jay Styles can not sing, but sing. He can sing the telephone book. He's so talented. And I didn't even know a male can sing like that. Like, he really can sing. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, why you bragging? Every time he's singing around, like, why are you bragging? It's so hard.
And it's just natural for him. And that's the thing, but that's what you're gonna get there. That's the thing. It's like I'm pretty sure from then to now, you done came so far. I'm pretty sure just in growth on your own. And like I said, some of them notes you hit on that last song, I'm listening like, whoa, like who is this? Way before I even hit you about the interview, I'm like, yo, who is that? She's got to be working with somebody. I didn't know this.
Yeah,
but it's like you give off that, yo, she's signed or she's with a maybe she got a team behind her. I never knew that you were working with a legend, but it's like, yo, honestly, I can say when I'm here, because the average indie artist, they don't do stuff like that. It's like they do, they show their skills and stuff like that. But it's like that's like a polished sound where it's like right there where you think they're about to go out, you go higher.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those, big records. That's why I said a big record. So it's like, okay, it makes sense now because you're working with people that's already been in the game. So you can definitely hear that. You can definitely hear it in the music. So salute to him on that and salute to you.
I just call him Jay Skills, but Jay Styles.
Wow, Jay Styles. Salute to Jay Styles right there. So that's a beautiful thing. So 6 years in, right?
6 years in.
All right, let's take it back, right? So you're 26 now.
Oh, 25. I know.
25 now. Nah, all right. No, we ain't gonna make you older than you gotta be, yo. So 25 now. You started at 11, right?
Yeah.
First recording was at 11.
I would say 10.
10 years old.
10 was good. Right now. 11 was more songs.
All right. So 10 years old. Did you know you would be where you are today back then?
Man. Yeah.
You did. Yeah. And
I actually thought my mindset, if you would have asked me, I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Like that.
Wow, you was already ready, born ready.
That's how I like my mind like digested things at the time, like
back then.
And then that's when I had dealt with a little frustration too, because like, well, I'm supposed to be here when I'm 19. Because this is the thing. Here's around that time period, Justin Bieber, YouTube
was out.
Right. Young kids doing shows, talent shows was out. More stuff was coming out. I'm like, I'm missing the boat, y'all. We got a whole song we could do Disney, We supposed to be on. Y'all behind. That's how my mind was. I always was like, I'm missing the boat. But now I'm at the age where I'm like, it's destined. It's happening.
Wow.
What's for you will be for you. And the reason why it's not happening is because you're forcing it to happen, and it's not divine timing. You have to wait your turn.
And that's the thing right there. You said back then.
Yeah.
You said back then you was missing the bus. Now you got a yacht. Now you're the yacht. You was missing the bus back then, but now you're the yacht. And it's the thing, like you said, you got a good team around you. You got good people around you, good energy. You got mentors now that's, been in the game that's, you have a connection with. So I'm pretty sure they're showing you the ins and outs. Don't do that. Don't do this. And you got a little knowledge on the business yourself. So it's like pretty much you're the captain of the ship. Where before it's like, we're missing the bus. You would have been riding somebody else's boat. Mm-hmm. So, over the time now you created your own boat. You created your own sound. You're killing the Afro beats. You can flex it or however you want. So it's like, do you think now looking back, right? It's like, do you, like you said, everything happens in God's timing. Yeah. So are you thankful for those extra years now? Maybe you would have jumped out and got locked into a contract or something like that.
I wasn't confident, even though I put on the spot. Like, I wasn't confident. I wasn't ready. Like I just wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready for real, especially after that 106 Park situation.
Right.
And I just wasn't ready. I feel like what I went through leading up to now, it gave me more content to write about. You know,
Wow.
I had to live life too. You know, that's where
Had to
a
get
lot
some
of people
experience.
have to get some experience about love. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
liking somebody, or stay away from this. Like just different life experiences and
Wow.
transitions, being away from home.
So let me ask you a real question, right? Because we're talking about the industry, right? You
Mm-hmm.
said you want to be industry, you want to be mainstream, or you want to stay indie?
Hmm. I want to be both, and I'm gonna say this why.
Why?
Because when you're indie, people can connect with you, and then when you become mainstream, some people feel like they kind of lose the essence of
Right.
connecting. Like it might be a disconnect. So I
Right.
want to definitely keep my movement indie because I love being the underdog. I love that. Oh, it
Right.
just makes me so. I
Right.
love being the underdog. And
Right.
then when I'm, in the sense of like my career is growing, I definitely want to have more opportunities to be a part of music. Not music. I want to be able to be a part of like movies,
Yeah.
soundtracks, and stuff like that. I definitely want to branch, keep elevating, but I definitely don't want to say, "Ooh, I want to be mainstream," because
Right.
I feel like I want to still connect with my people.
Yeah. And that's a
Yeah.
fact right there. So maybe a partnership or something like that where you control
Yeah.
your creative control and your brand, something like that. So let me ask you, right? Because we know the dangers of the industry, right? You're a little
Mm-hmm.
seasoned now. You done seen some things. You done lived. You done seen the world some, right? At 19 years old, right? You said,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I had to do some growing up. I had to, maybe I haven't experienced love and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
All right. If I be honest, right, and say in my prime when I was doing music, right, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, yo, I should be signed tomorrow, I would have destroyed myself at the time because it was like I would have been doing everything that I won't supposed to be doing. Too much of that, not enough of this, and the next thing I know, I would have crashed at 19 years old.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have been like now you meeting all the celebrities, you in the parties, you popping, everywhere you go, they know you. Do you think I know you would be a different person? I would be interviewing a whole nother person if it went another way.
Yeah. Because you're being exposed to a lot,
Right.
and you have to have your guard up too. Like I've been to LA a lot of times, and you can get lost in that if you don't have a great solid foundation. If you don't have a relationship, me personally with God or your
Right.
family, if you don't have support, you can really fall by the wayside, or you can get lost. Even if you have that support, some people just lose their way.
Right.
So I just feel like I'm at the level, where I'm more mature and I'm more like level headed you
Right.
know. And I know I have my family that supports me, and I have an even stronger connection. You know what I'm saying? Because I am the author of my story,
That's a
and
fact right there.
you are definitely the author of your reality. So,
Yeah. And
um,
that's the thing. Not only are you the author, you the star of the show.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, it's some people, right, without that confidence. There's some people that don't know who they are. So it's like they're not even a star in their own movie. It's like it's their movie, but it's about everybody else. It's this person I'm connected to. It's like
yeah,
it's just a mindset. It's like
mm-hmm,
once you go through some things and you experience life a little bit, the
mm-hmm,
way you look at things it turns different. Whereas like
yeah,
now I hear you saying, yo, I wasn't ready. You're being honest with yourself, saying, yo, I had to grow
yeah,
up. I was speeding. I was, so busy trying to make it happen instead of waiting for God to bless it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like that's growth. That's the things that life has taught you, the experiences. So
yeah,
okay, that 11, 10-year-old girl that said, I'm gonna be a star one day,
mm-hmm,
right?
yeah,
You on your way.
mm-hmm.
What would you tell her? What would you
I
tell
would,
her?
I would tell her to just be patient, even though somebody else's story is different. Like everybody's story is different. That's what I had to
Right,
learn. Justin
right,
Bieber started off with YouTube. Chloe Halle started off with YouTube. Maybe somebody started off with the X Factor. Maybe somebody was started off by singing on the street, Queen
right,
Naija, with somebody's phone. Somebody was recording her singing,
right,
or maybe somebody was singing in the mall. Like everybody has a different story, and
right.
I just have to know that I'm the author of my own story.
Author of your own story. I
I'm
like
the,
that.
I'm the author of my own story. I am finding this process now, finding ways on how to stay, innovative, creative, having fun, but just also knowing that, hey, like, when you know something is destined for you, there's no way that it's not gonna happen.
There's no way it's not gonna
It's like
happen.
it's no way it's not gonna happen. Like I've already visioned myself, and I'm a very huge manifester. I'm a very huge person where like you talk, your words are powerful. You speak what you want, to happen in life. You speak positive things. You manifest positive things to happen. You got to see yourself there.
Right.
A lot of things I said out my mouth, and it happened. And I was just like, whoa, like who would have thought? So it's
Wow.
like that and more. Like I just know that it's happening, it's moving, and just stay patient. Like this is the fun part. The hard part is staying up there.
Hard part is
Like
staying
I'm
up
having
there.
so much fun. I can't explain. I'm having so much fun doing what I love.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're definitely doing the right moves. You're making the right moves and stuff like that. And it's like you came so far, and you might say it took a long time, but it's like actually, it's like once you put your mind to it, it's like you graduated from college, you made a choice. I'm going to follow my dream. So how long ago when you came back home, you say, you know what, I'm not recording. How old were you then? About 20, 19, 20?
I was 19, 20 when I started with J Styles. I started recording. Then shortly after that, I started working with Crazy Figs, and that's played Dirty Diana,
Dirty Diana. Right.
Kissing You. Now, the song that I released with J Styles is called No Feelings, that I released during the pandemic last year. I didn't have a music video, of course not.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
By that time,
I was looking for
I
it.
was doing cover songs, and I wanted to create a buzz because I wanted people I wanted the real people in. So I started doing cover songs with Summer Walker, Playing Games mashup with Aaliyah, and then also what was the other one? Chris Brown and Her. Um, Come Together. That's the song. That's the first one I did, and then I actually did a very, very dope project with two other vocalists, Rashawn R. and Melanie, and we did The Boy Is Not Mine on Instagram. Right. That went crazy.
Right.
Monica.
It was three of y'all.
Huh?
You said it was three of y'all. Y'all did The Boy Is Not Mine.
Yeah, The Boy Is Not Mine. So we made it like a spoof because during COVID, nobody could go anywhere. So we did the video on our phone and we made it like a FaceTime video, music video.
Wow.
And then the Neighborhood Talk, we posted it. Monica reposted it on her story. And everybody just went crazy over it. It was so much fun. But I like I said, I'm a person where I manifest. I was like, we're going to get on one of these pages, okay?
Right.
We don't have the budget, but we're going to get on one of these pages. And because we were creative, we got on one of these pages.
Yeah, I got on one of the pages. And that's the thing. And there's another song that you got. I think that's the one you named. What was the one that I had on the story?
Oh, No Feelings.
Right. That's the one. Yeah, you don't have a video. Now, that song right there. Okay. Wait a minute. Right. So you said that's one of the ones you did with J Styles.
Yeah, that's the song I did with J Styles.
All right. Because you talking that trash up there, right? But it's like, it's expected. It's like, right? No feelings. Yeah. Like, when you heard that one back, because that's another one of those records where it's like, this could be on the radio. Yeah. So this came out during the pandemic, so that may have slowed a lot of stuff down, but that's a big record you got right there. That No Feelings one, that's one of those Beyonce type songs where it's like when your girl started playing that in the house, you might as well just go to your homeboy house for a couple hours. It's like, it's bad. If she's sitting around listening to that.
It's all bad.
It's all bad.
That song actually, my concept it's crazy because I actually did a spin on the actual situation.
Right.
No Feelings is basically, I'm gonna do it with no feelings, Savage song, right? About me not caring about the dude I'm dealing with. But really, the guy was doing that to me. I just flipped the script and made it like a girl being savage about it instead of the guy saying,
creative. That's a creative way right there. Almost like if I was a boy, but you didn't do it that way. If I was a boy, you just said, I'm a savage. I'm the savage. You don't know who you're playing with.
And then the funny thing about it was I actually wrote the song originally. I don't even know what theme I had, but Jay was like, I'm not really feeling that one. I came back in the studio. He was like, "Oh, girl, I don't know what you did," but he didn't say it like that. But he was like, "I don't know what you did, but
Right.
you came back better with it."
Wow.
It was so funny because he was like, this sounds too kiddish. Like, you need to fix that."
And then when he came back, he was like, "This is it."
Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask. So you wrote that one, or he helped you write it?
I wrote it. I wrote that first part, but he did help me vocally arrange it. The whole
Right.
record. He vocally arranged it.
That
Now,
jump
the
right
hook
there. That's
part,
a
I
hard.
wasn't set on the hook, but he helped me with the hook. But
Okay.
as far as the verses, like I had my verse, but I definitely needed cleanups on the vocal arrangement.
Wow, that's dope right there. So, all right, yeah, I don't want to put you again. Can you sing some of that one? Because that's my jam right there. This one's for me. Can you sing a little bit of that one? That's my jam right there. I'm gonna tell you that now. I like that one.
Okay. I'ma start acting brand new. Put my phone on mute and treat you like I'm that dude. While I'm riding, I'm getting in. Hanging out with my girlfriends. All you can think about is me and you. I'ma do it with no feelings. No feelings. I'ma do it with no feelings. No feelings.
And so effortlessly, what you like. That's training. That's like when people say my voice is an instrument. Your voice is definitely an instrument right there, because like, it's like to somebody else, they wouldn't even know where to start. Like they'll have to get, it's like a car. They would have to warm up. Hold on a minute. I got you. You just go.
I used to be that way. I was so nervous. Like when people say, "Oh, you sing?" I was like, "I guess." I was just like, "I guess." Now I'm like, "Yeah," because me, I'm like, "No, it's not an option."
Right.
I'm tired of saying I'm not. No, I'm gonna walk with confidence because I know it's my destiny. It's happening, and I'm not waiting on it no more.
And that's the thing, it's definitely happening right there. So what was the response to No Feelings? I know what my response was like. I know she didn't talk it like that, but it was like, yo, you see, I've been posting it on the story. So I'm like, yo, this is dope.
Like, actually, I need to go ahead and do another posting on that. Because honestly, like with No Feelings, I didn't even push it like I was supposed to. You know, how I'm doing with Play Fair. I didn't even push that song. And people love that record. Like when I had my first show following after, I did the release of Play Fair, just the song itself.
Right.
And I was singing, and the audience was singing with me. Like people that like are my fans and my fans, like they love the record. I was like, it like made me feel so warm inside. I was like, what? Like I really love this song.
Yeah, that's a big one. I would definitely, if you haven't pushed it, I would definitely push that one right there, because that's a big record right there, and it's going to connect with so many people. And I'm joking when I say it's like a Beyonce song that women will listen to, but it's like both sides, because like I'll be honest, it's like you be a player, you'd have been through it, so it's like to hear a girl say, "Yo, I'm gonna pull a you on you." It's always good hearing. Because it's like, you know what? It's almost like we start to feel like Tank at that point. Like I deserve it. So to hear y'all flexing and it ain't always got to be my heart broken and stuff like that. So to hear y'all like, no, I'm gonna break some hearts. It's like, I hope you're really not breaking hearts in real, but I mean to hear the vibe, it always sounds good. So it's like that joint right there. When I heard it, it caught my attention, because it's like, you don't see a lot of people doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that y'all broke that one down. And then it's like, again, the arrangements in the song, the way that you're singing it so effortlessly. It's like, it's like you can tell you've been trained, where it's like, it's like you just in the pocket. It's like, so when you're hitting your notes and your runs, it makes sense. It sounds polished. It has a professional sound to it. And again, like I was saying earlier, you don't hear that a lot in the indie artists, where it's like they have raw talent, but they don't have the polish. So it's like, you started out raw, and now you got the polish and you put it together. Plus, you got the spiritual side. So it's like you tapped in, so the anointing is on you. So when all three come together, it sets you apart. It's like, it's almost like they get sucked into it. And it's like, I'm pretty sure for you, it's therapy when you're in there. So let me ask you, what part of the process do you enjoy the most? Is it the writing, the recording, or is it when you're on the stage?
That's crazy. I love all three of them, but I would say all three of them play a part.
All three play a part.
All three play a part, because when I'm in my feelings, or if I want to have a concept out, I'm gonna go to the studio. Like I need to find the nearest studio right now. Like that's or once I hit the stage, just game on. Like I just love live instrumentation, live performances,
Right.
and the band. It's just the energy there too. I just love everything about music.
Wow, and that's a beautiful thing right there. And it's like, and you're doing it, and you're doing it well. So you say you enjoy all of them, the writing
I
part.
enjoy all of it. Like I can't tell you what's better than the other because everything it's all one central thing.
Right.
But the beauty of it, of the process I love is being in the studio, creating the music, and then being able to perform the song. When you did that on, you recorded your song, now you're doing it live. That's dope. That's dope. Like, yeah, that's dope.
So have you ever performed with a band, or do you use a live track?
So actually this past Wednesday, some of my bandmates, they actually perform already on a regular R&B Wednesday night in the city. So I was like, you know what? I want to perform Playfair. I have the footage. I have to take a look at it. I'm very weird. I watch my footage like way later. Like, it depends. It depends. It was just one of the nights. So I was just like, oh my gosh. I personally, like I said, I beat myself up. So I didn't feel like I did my best. The song that I did, Playfair, was great. But I guess that whole night, moving from venue to venue, was just a lot. But I'm definitely gonna look at it back at it. But the band sounded dope, and they love the record. Cam, shout out to Cam. He does space with the Hamiltons. He plays the Hamiltons, and we do stuff for weddings. Shout out to Brian. I just met JR. He does drums. But shout out to the drum. He plays drums. But shout out to my musical director Jordan. He helped me out with my show tape of all the songs that I've done. Like my originals, and then we sent it to the band, and they just killed it. They really killed it. I was like, oh, Laura just sounds good without playing it. Oh, it sounds good.
Man, so you done caught the bug now. So it's like
it hits different. I loved it. I loved every moment of that.
Wow. Okay. So let me ask you, okay, the pandemic's starting to open up. Hopefully everybody is going down. Everybody taking care of themselves, protecting themselves. So the world's starting to open up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. What can people expect going into 2022 from you?
What can people expect going into 2022 with me? I'm still going to promote my music till the wheels falls off. It's picking up. We're currently on the radio. We're on 97.9.
97.9.
That's a big station.
That definitely is a big station.
I got the news last week, so it's other great news. Like I just can't talk about it. And new music. I was just saying new music. I have a lot more music. And the crazy thing about it is I invited a few friends over to my crib. This is actually my studio room. I got a bunch of friends over to the crib. I was like, y'all, I'm releasing music. I just want y'all feedback. I said, we're here for this song, but I want y'all to hear the rest of the music. So I played this one song, which is not even my single, which they wanted to be my single. And that's not my single yet. So it's like when I played Fair, I was like, we like this. Yeah, release this one first. I get why you're doing that. But the second one, I'm going to say on that. Now, I'm not going to say the second one, but the one that I'll let y'all know. But I'm just saying it's definitely one of the songs that just gets people.
So are you working on an album? Or are you working on an EP? What you working on right now?
I've been building my catalog, basically. Been building my catalog. My main goal definitely is to have an EP. Something like a project that I could just place out there. I'm definitely my main goal. What I would truly love is to have 2 EPs out next year.
2 EPs out next year.
2 EPs out, but of course singles.
Right. Wow. So let me ask you, if you had one coming out, right? Let's just say it was dropping next month. Mm-hmm. Based on what you have, right? What would you title it? What would the title be?
For my EP?
For your EP.
I already have a title. I don't want to spoil it.
Don't throw it out there. Somebody might try to take it.
This is your title.
Somebody might try and take the title before it even. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it.
But it's definitely going to summarize how I felt.
How you felt? There's nothing wrong with that. So if you had to describe your sound and what you're bringing to the game, How would you do that?
I would say like it's given that. Oh man, I would say what my sound, especially with Playfair, I wanted it to give that Mary J. P Diddy Puffy like feeling, sort of like what Hitmaker was doing, with the Jeremiah and Ty Dolla $ign. Like that's really like the sound I love, like that R&B, the kick to it.
Right.
But I didn't want to do any remakes of anybody. I just wanted to go in there with like, if I was to have a time capsule and I was in that time zone and Dajulyns was the artist, that's where I saw myself. I didn't say, oh, we got to do the record just like Mary. No, what if Dajulyns was out during that run, like everybody was in the whole, with their sound at the time. Like that's how I saw it. So I wanted to, do that sound and then like put a modern feel to it. Like a sexy, dark, dope tone. That's what I wanted.
And that's a big record as well, right?
Smooth, like you can go to the cookout and like vibe with your people.
Right.
Like, that's really what I wanted.
Like the car shows, like the girls rolling out together, the girl night. It's one of those.
It's like a little like that.
That's definitely a big record right there as well. Playfair. So what inspired the Playfair song?
So shout out to DeAndres. He is like my musical husband. He's a songwriter, a dope songwriter. He actually just featured on K Camp's latest album on the Mama song. Listen to that. He's definitely doing like the main vocalist on there. But he's just a really dope songwriter. I met him at a songwriters camp, and we just been like this ever since.
Right.
And basically, he got flued out. My friend got flued out because I'm serious. He got flued out.
All right now.
Came over here, and I had a show on Saturday, and we worked on a record, and he loves this other record I did. It's about self-love.
Dope.
I like that one too. I don't know if I'm gonna release it, but he loves it song. My mama likes it too. And that day I was on YouTube and I was like, ooh, I like this beat, but I don't want it. But I like the beat. I like the way it feels.
Right.
So I was saying Playfair, but I didn't have the full hook, but I had the melody. And I came up with the first like stanza, 2, and then in part of the bridge, I didn't have no filler words, so I do a melody and a filler word.
Right.
I was voice memo on the road, 5 and 2, and I was like, ooh, what if this? Because actually I wrote a song for an artist named Michelle, and she had a similar beat like that. Shout out to Jay Stack. I started working with Jay Stack. That's a whole other story. We don't have to get into that tonight because that's a lot. Jay Stack, he's actually signed to the baby now, so congratulations to him.
Jay Stack.
Yes, and I just really wanted to work with him and did a song for Jay Hines. Shout out to Jay Hines, and bringing real love to R&B. But yeah, Jay Hines, he had a song called Fireflies that he did with 20 on the beat. And I was like, oh, I love that record. Like, who is that? Who did that beat? I want to meet some new producers.
Right.
So I met Jay Stack, and we just been ever since. So I did a record for Michelle. She's an artist out of Florida. And basically she had a song, not like mine, but it was the same like cadence. Like not cadence, but like same feel. So,
okay. Like the BPMs is the same.
Oh man, I'm giving her away this great song. Because I came down to like right for her. I was like, oh, I'm gonna hear this good song. Oh, I want it. But hey, if it don't feel like I want it, then I ain't doing my job, right? So she did really good on the song, but I was like, oh, I need something like that for myself. Like I need that same feel, like Dajulyns feel, like something like that, because that's my sound, that's my love. So I ended up finding a beat on YouTube. I put in Jeremiah type beat, heard it. I love the BPM. So I was like, bet, I'm just gonna write to my lyrics to that beat, take away the beat, and we're gonna build around it.
Wow. And that's what
And
y'all
I
did.
yeah, that's what we did.
Wow. And that's the thing. That's
Gotta
definitely
make
another.
Mhm.
That's another big record right there. And that's the thing, right? It's like, yo, the creative process. Like you say, you found a beat. Say, yo, I'm gonna just write to this one.
Yeah.
That takes that's a creative skill to know, like, okay, now I'm gonna mute the beat out and we're gonna build the track around it. Right. So I'm pretty sure that process was, I'm pretty sure you had a vision in mind. You probably heard in your head how you wanted it to sound. What was the process like? And what was the final reaction? What was your final thought when this record was complete?
And I was like, damn.
Right.
This sounds good. Like,
Right.
when we did it in the studio, we did it at my house and we did the rough. And the rough was like, it was good. It was great. It was cute.
Right.
But when we actually laid it in the studio, and I was like, yo, this sounds so good. And shout out to Big Ty. Big Ty is like the GOAT. Like when it comes to just going in, he just can freestyle.
Right.
I was like, go ahead and do what comes to mind. We did like 4 different takes of him doing the beat or whatever.
Wow.
On the electric guitar, and it was just like, it just sounded so good. I was like, yo, that was so good. I even have a video on my phone where I was just like jamming, like while I was recording, because I already knew the words. So all we had to do was just piece it all together. It just sounded so good.
Wow. It just organically came together. That's the thing. So that's the thing when you have people that's passionate about what they're doing and creative. When they get together, it just sparks like a creative combustion because like you got creative juices flowing. He comes in and he does what he does. It's like, and it's dope that you allow people. It's like you have the vision in mind, but you allow them to be creative. It's like, yo, you tell them this is what I want, and you let them do their magic. And it's like, so when it comes out, it's like, yo, it's almost like the two, they're married. It's like it goes together. So now you got the soundtrack going with the words. So it's like with the arrangement, did you arrange more on this one or did you have help on the arrangement?
I definitely arranged more on this one.
Wow.
I already had what I wanted to do. Like you wanted like that part I already wrote. Like the melody, all that. Now the hook part, I know we did change a little bit on there because I on the words, the answers that we on the words. Even some of the verses, like we was on that. And shout out to Crystal Carr. She came in on the tail end, you know what I'm saying? That's his best friend, she's a songwriter. He called her, was like, well, you need help with these 2 lines. Help us out, girl. She came through, she on the FaceTime and was like, oh yeah, we can do this and that. That like you gotta have a team. You have to have a team. Shout out to her. She's amazing. And I just knew that was gonna be it.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there. We were talking about you being polished and having a polished sound and everything looking right and sounding right. Maybe that's what a lot of artists is, they make the mistake because I notice a lot of times as artists, right, they come up with their stuff, especially in the rap game. I've seen a couple R&B artists, not as many, do that or whatever, but it's like where they feel like I'm nice with what I do. Like this is the way I want it, where it's like, you know, I might be on a feature with somebody.
Yeah.
And they're spitting it, and it's like, yo, you know, you could have did that different, or you in a respectable way, like you might want to change that line. No, I ain't changing it. I said it. That's the way it's gonna go. So it's like, yo, it's good that you're open to be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna bring talent in. Not that they're doing it for you, but it's like we're gonna do we're
gonna collaborate and we're gonna create a piece of a project or a song. And that's what it's about. It's not egos. It's none of that. It's let the music be the ego. You know, let the song win everybody over. That's what it's about. You know.
And that's the thing, and that separates the real from the fake. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of our greats, right? Some of the greatest records. No matter how much we love them, we flip it over and it says written by, arranged by. You got 4 or 5 names, and you think, wait, I thought that was a one-man band.
I know.
But the big records, they have a team. They have a team.
They have a team. It'll be a blessing to do it by yourself, but it'll be a lot more work. I'm gonna just say that. So you want to work smarter and not harder, and you want the record to feel great. If it's a feel great record, you don't want to force, let it all just be me because I know it's gonna be like, okay, great, that could happen, but at the same time, like, let's be real.
Right. Let's take it to another level. Let's make it big.
Because what this person have done, I probably wouldn't have thought to have said that phrase.
Right. And that's another thing right there. Sometimes people get stuck and no growth because it's like, this is the way I did it. I'm always do it that way. But bringing in those different people with different gifts is like, it helps you expand, because now it's like on the next record, or down the road, you might say, I'm gonna try this, because now you used to performing it, used to singing it, so now it's gotten comfortable. So it's growth. So it's like, it's even like, imagine like, if you got to work with, let's just say you got to work with Pharrell for a year. After that, you went to work with Kanye for a year. You leave Kanye, you go to Jermaine Dupri for a year. Leave Jermaine Dupri, then you go to Puffy. So it's like 4 years, just boot camp, artist development. They just got you in here with these different types of people, right?
Yeah.
You're going to learn something from each one, the way they do it. They spice, so they jazz, they sizzle. The person that has been to all four, if they apply it right, they'll be the strongest, because it's like, I know how to do that. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. So it's like, right. So it's like, definitely, that's a smart thing right there. And I'm excited about what you're doing now, because like, not only are you manifesting, I seen one where you saying, yo, I don't know if it's already happened or not, but we talk about 1 million streams, right?
Oh, we are.
We talk about 1 million streams, ain't we?
Yes, we are. That's
we ain't playing around with this one, right?
And it was so funny because people was like, congratulations. And I ain't even correct them. I say, yep, that's what you're going to be saying.
Yeah. That's what I put on my Facebook. But I'm like, I wanted to confirm first before I second guessed it and took it back. So let me ask it first. I didn't ask that. But that's what I definitely had up there. 1 million streams. Put some respect on the name. 1 million streams. That's the first thing I put up there. But it's coming. It's coming, yo, and the record is definitely solid. The record is definitely dope right there. And it's like, yo, with this video, again, it's like, it seems like each video you're stepping it up more and more. You get more confident behind the camera.
Definitely. This video.
Summer vibes. You bringing out the summer vibes. So did you style yourself, or did you have a stylist?
Stylist, shout out to Flash of Class. His name is Sam.
Wow.
Mr. SOC on Instagram. Ever since I've been working with him, my style, my swag has been upgrading.
And that's the thing. And it's like you said, you bring people in.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, and it's working for you. And it's like, yo, and that's the thing. It's like, yo, again, when I first seen you, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking she's a major artist. Like, yo, who she signed with? Even if it's like, how sometimes they on the come up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, she's with somebody, because somebody's taking the time to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of times it's like they don't have the polish, but when I'm looking at the videos, they quality videos. You can look at the style, like, yo, either she can dress, or she has a team around her. The hair on, everything looks right, makeup right, da 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 da. Then it's like the storylines I noticed in all videos. Each one of the video storylines goes with the song, and they're all quality videos where it's like you can watch them and you'll want to watch them again. It's not like a video you see once. And it's like, yo, all right, I done seen that already. It's like, it gets you into it. It sets the mood, and it takes you on a journey. So that's a plus. Then it's like, when you listen to the sound, you can tell the people that's engineering and mixing it, they actually appreciate the work. They're putting their best foot forward. And you're bringing your best foot forward on the singing. So it separates it. It puts it in a different lane. So it's like, now that you say, okay, boom, I have a team of people, not all the time, but I bring a collaboration and I'll bring a stylist and stuff like that. Yeah. That's smart. And you can see the final product is, like you said, it's not about ego. You're winning.
Yeah, we're all winning.
You're all
winning. Everybody's winning. Everybody's getting credit. Like, you have to find people that understand the movement, believe in the movement, and it's just gonna make everything better. Like, the product is just gonna be polished. Like, everybody is team, whether it be Team Dajulyns or Team such and such. Like, everybody's coming together to make something special.
And that's the thing.
What it's about. Mm-hmm.
So, all right. And I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, yo, because I definitely appreciate you. And I might want you to come back and you be like, nah, that dude talk too much. Yeah, man. Nah, but let me ask you, so how do you like Charlotte?
I love Charlotte. I basically, when they quietly, it's like literally up the street from Charlotte. Right. I've always known I wanted to move here. Well, I wouldn't say I always known I wanted to move here, because I wanted to go to LA. But I would say, as far as everybody that I'm connected with, it's more convenient. Like I get to be at the studio, I can get there quicker versus me having to wait till a certain amount of time, a certain time of the day to get there because of the traffic. But I just love it. All my friends are up here, network, goes to the airport when I need to leave, up and leave, go to LA, go to Atlanta. Of course I drive to Atlanta, but just networking really.
Queen City Awards.
Yeah, Queen City. Oh yeah, and honestly, girl, this is the last week to nominate me for the Queen City Awards. So.
They need to do that. Yo, let's put this social media. Where can they get it? On the QueenCityAwards.com or where is it at?
QueenCityAwards.com, and also it's on my link tree on my Instagram. You can click on that, go to the link with Queen City, and you can go ahead and submit me for the Queen City Awards.
How would that feel? How you gonna act when they call your name? How you gonna act?
I would be like, whoa. I don't know what I'll be like. I don't know what I'm gonna be like. I would just be happy to be doing what I love. Another day of doing what I love and just performing. And by that time, hopefully everybody knows the record, so it'll be even more lit to just perform and just accept the award. Yeah, I'm not saying I would, but I'm just saying that's how I talk.
Wow, they coming. So let me ask you got any shout outs, anything we might have missed that you might want the people to know? You got any shout outs you want to give?
Let me make sure. I'm finding out. One moment.
Okay, no problem. So again, y'all be sure to follow her. That's Dajulyns on all streaming services. Her music is out. Y'all be sure to stream in, tap in. Go to her on Instagram. That's at DAJULYN. Be sure to hit the link tree. Submit them votes for the Queen City Awards. Be sure to check out her music. If you're interested in bookings and features, it's bookdajulyn@gmail.com. That's one word, bookdajulyn@gmail.com. For features and bookings, be sure to check out her TikTok. Everybody know TikTok is jumping now. You can catch her on Clubhouse. You are on Clubhouse, right?
Yes, I'm on Clubhouse. I don't be on it like that, but I tap in the rooms here now every now and then. I know during COVID last year during November, everybody was
on Clubhouse.
It was lit, and actually I made some dope connections on Clubhouse. So I'm just like, yo, Clubhouse is definitely key. And shout out to the fashion DJ. She's a lady DJ out here in the streets doing it big. She just actually wrapped up a tour with Chrisette Michelle. Young fashion, she's young and it's fashion. She supports like LGBTQ community. I hope I'm saying it right.
I hope so. I don't want to get canceled. You said it. Cancel her, not me. I'm joking.
Like she supports everybody. I love everybody. Like everybody's welcome when it comes to the Fashion DJs podcast. And it's just a safe place. It's so dope. And just to see her just doing it on Clubhouse. That's my DJ. When we travel out, she's gonna be with me. So I just wanted to put that shout out there. And no, I had another shout out. Oh, shout out to J No. My manager. Shout out to Dark Eye. Shout out to my dad, Pop Wallace. Shout out to my mom, Linda Wallace. And shout out to Carvin. Everybody that's my team, Jay Styles, Big Ty, Jay Stacks, High Figs, Crazy Figs are the crazy in real life. I want to shout out to Miranda. She definitely is a dope songwriter, and she does everything. She does a lot of things. She does video, photos, and she does songwriting. Definitely a dope songwriter. And I definitely want to say this. Thank you so much, Miranda. She makes sure I'm straight. Like she puts me on. She gives me opportunities. Like I love you for that. Thank you. What's am I missing? Oh, shout out to Jeremy. Jeremy is a dope songwriter, which he will definitely be featured in on some of my songs. haven't released a song together yet, but he's such a phenomenal singer and vocalist, and he can dance his eight off. He actually choreographed Dirty Diana 2.0, and yeah, he was definitely on the shoot behind the scenes for Kissing You, just to make sure I had some moves going. So yeah, I love Jeremy, also known as Fudge, Pure Field now, and Carlos Dwayne, such a dope choreographer. He actually was the one behind the Playfair, the challenge, and we're also going to do a instructional class on November 3rd. Flyers being made now, so be on the lookout for that. And we have Playfair merch. This is actually a hoodie. It's not released yet on my website, but we're going to, release it. And we're showing love to DJs in the area, so please tap in with me because I'm trying to tap in with all my DJs network, get to know you guys, and show love to you, support you, because that's what's gonna actually, artists, indie or not, that's what's gonna get your record out there. And you have to blend that gap where like there's a relationship being formed between you and the DJs that's in your area, so you can get your record pushed. Boom, there we go.
Right, that's a fact right there. That's definitely smart right there. And again, so is the website in the link tree on your Instagram?
Everything, my website, nominations, the music video, the songs, to download the song, my Instagram, Facebook, everything, how to follow me, my website, everything. Shop, Dajulyns merch, all that on it.
Okay, so what I'll do is on the after the show is over, I'll go and get that link and I'll put it in the YouTube descriptions for people that watch the playback, because they may come back and watch it later. So a lot of times they look at the info in the description and they can just click on and get all that stuff right there. So I definitely appreciate you coming up here. Definitely we'll look forward to having you back down the road. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, whether you watched the live show or you watched the playback. Again, I'm sitting here with super talented singer, songwriter, Dajulyns. Yo, right now we're going to introduce her latest single, right?
My latest single is called Playfair. A dope record. Make sure you have your cup in your hand. If you got your wine cooler, if you got a chicken wing, you know what I'm saying? If you at the cookout, if you just chilling on this Monday, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you do a little two-step when the song comes on. Boom, there we go.
And that's a fact. Yo, again, we thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all stay blessed and stay safe this week. We thank y'all for tuning in. Again, this is The Proof. Thank you again for coming up here. And this is Playfair, the latest single right now. Be sure to stream that. Hit us in the comments and let me know what y'all think about the videos. And again, we appreciate everybody, yo. One love to everybody.
You wanna get close to me, wrap it in a bow and drop it off to me, yeah. Giving false hope to me. Wanna be a player, you ain't on the team, nah. You say, bought me up a glass when I had a long day. You be tripping on me when I show my body. Civic confessions when you know you're wrong, you better play. You think you can't handle me, cause when you tell you gotta tip in the morning, oh, tell me other things, cause in the moment I'll be everything you wanted. I don't wanna play fair, if you wanna take it there, I just don't want you to take it too hard. But since you wanna go there, let me take you there. Now that you should know the truth, ain't gon' play this game with you. Wanna go there, let me take you there. Now that you should know the truth, ain't gon' play this game with you. You think you thought you had control, you played the game, I'm the console. Damn nigga, how you go figure? All your lies caught up to you, should've been real. Let you take me on trips around the world, gave you my diamond